Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we're talking about an iPhone that's been around for almost 5 years now, but honestly it is still incredibly relevant, the iPhone 13 Pro. In this video I'm covering my long-term experience with it now in 2026. We're going to touch on the design, the display, performance, battery life, the camera, and yeah, whether it still holds up with all the new software updates. What's really special right now is that just a few weeks ago at WWDC, Apple introduced iOS 27, and I actually went ahead and installed the developer beta on this iPhone 13 Pro. And I gotta say, my experiences so far are pretty great. Even though it's an early developer beta version, it's running so well. Apple specifically mentioned that they made iOS 27 to deliver more responsive, reliable, and delightful experiences across software platforms, and you really feel that in day-to-day use. Also, later in this video, I'm going to do a side-by-side Geekbench 6 score comparison between this iPhone 13 Pro running the iOS 27 developer beta and my latest test on the iOS 26 stable version. The results are really interesting. I mean, yeah, I know it's not exactly an apples to apples comparison since one is a public stable release and the other is an early developer beta, but it's still fun to see. So let's start with the design and display. I have the graphite color here, and just for full disclosure, everything I say about my review for this 13 Pro also applies to the 13 Pro Max. The difference is just, its size, the display, and the battery capacity, which I've seen a lot of users on forums confirm as well, so this review is definitely valid for you Pro Max users too. When this phone was first introduced, the real unique plus point was the 120Hz ProMotion display. It was a big deal because it's the first ever iPhone to get this. Also, the build material is a premium stainless steel frame. It's beautiful, but yeah, it's definitely heavier compared to the newer titanium and aluminum unibody designs you see on the 15, 16 Pro and 17 Pro. But the thing is, this 120Hz display is just a perfect fit for iOS 27. Since iOS 26, Apple introduced this liquid glass design language that is really satisfying to look at. Now with iOS 27, they've tweaked it with smoother, more mature animations. Glass fluid design meets a super fluid 120Hz display. It's just a really perfect fit. Moving on to performance. Day to day, this phone is still surprisingly good. My iPhone 13 Pro is basically my review unit right now, mainly for testing betas like this iOS 27 Developer Beta 3. It used to be my main daily driver for about 2 years. I skipped the 14 Pro, went to the 15 Pro, and now I'm using the iPhone 17 Pro, but I still use this 13 Pro when my main phone is on the charger. I do some gaming on it, or just scrolling. Let's talk about those Geekbench 6 scores first. On my latest iOS 26 stable test, I got 2,420 on the single core and 5,440 on the multi-core. But get this, on the iOS 27 early developer beta, the results are actually better. As you can see here, the single core is 2,442 and the multi-core is 6,007. I don't know how they make it happen, but iOS 27 just feels like a more mature, more stable version of iOS 26. So even with an early beta, the numbers really speak for themselves. So that's the number, but numbers aren't everything. For your context, my actual day-to-day experience is honestly really smooth. I mean, my typical day involves bouncing around a lot of different apps. I'm usually scrolling through social media, watching a bunch of YouTube, and I tend to leave like a ton of Safari tabs open when I'm researching for these videos or managing my websites. And honestly, whether I'm just sitting with my black coffee in the morning checking my stock portfolio or switching back and forth between writing scripts and checking my banking apps, it just doesn't miss a beat. Apps open quick and swiping between them is just seamless. This iPhone uses 6 GB of RAM, which is actually pretty good for today's standards. Like I mentioned in my other video with my base iPhone 13, that one is pretty common to reload apps in the background because of the lower RAM. But with this 6 GB on the Pro model, it handles all that daily multitasking much better and it's not easily reloading apps when you switch around. Sure, there is a gap when you compare it to the 8 GB of RAM on the 15 Pro or 16 Pro, and yeah, it's a really huge gap if we compare it to the newest iPhone 17 Pro that brings us 12 GB of RAM, but for what it is right now, it still really holds its own. One thing I do notice though is that in 2026, this phone gets warm more easily. Just doing day-to-day stuff like social media, docs, or Safari browsing, it warms up. When I play high-demanding games on high settings, it's totally playable, but yeah, it gets warm during long sessions. I think maybe I just got used to the new Apple vapor chamber and unibody aluminum thermal management on my 17 Pro, so I noticed the heat on the 13 Pro a lot more now. Now, let's talk battery life. After over 4 years, the battery degradation on this thing is real. My battery health dropped to 70%, and honestly, it really sucks. I had to charge it 2 or 3 times a day, and the standby time was not great at all. So, I actually decided to do a battery replacement myself with an aftermarket battery. Please note here, I don't recommend you do what I did. I just did it for an experiment, and it's not my main phone. Just go to an official Apple service or a trusty repair shop and do it at your own risk. But yeah, as you can see, my battery health is back at 100%. It shows the unverified part message, but no problem, it's a pretty good battery. After the replacement, the phone can handle a whole day on one charge, just like when it was new. If you're holding on to this phone, I think replacing the battery is the best thing you can do to bring it back to normal. For the cameras, they are still genuinely fantastic for nowadays situations. It has a great triple camera setup, and the results are still really solid for day-to-day photography with those pro features. It also has cinematic mode, which is cool, though it's capped at 1080p, whereas newer models can do 4K cinematic. But honestly, for everyday memories, it's more than enough. Okay, let's talk software and Apple Intelligence. Unfortunately, the iPhone 13 Pro does not support Apple Intelligence. The minimum requirement is the 15 Pro. Before this, I always said missing out on Apple Intelligence wasn't a huge deal for me because honestly, the beta version on iOS 26 just wasn't really good. But with iOS 27, Apple unveiled the next generation of Apple Intelligence, and the new Siri features are really good and helpful for on-device AI. The fact that the 13 Pro doesn't support it is starting to show the real gap between modern and pre-modern iPhones. But hey, if you want AI, you don't have it on device, but you can still use the Gemini app, or Claude or Siri for basic tasks. They are smart. Just keep in mind it's not processed on device, so you miss out on how good Apple's privacy policy is for that stuff. So what are the real downsides or things to consider? First, like I said, the battery. If your 13 Pro is 2 years or older, you really need to consider a battery replacement. Second is the port. This phone still uses the Lightning port, not USB-C, and yeah, it exactly really lacks convenience. It's old, it's not universal, and nowadays when every single device is USB-C, dealing with a lightning cable is really annoying sometimes. To wrap this up, the iPhone 13 Pro is surprisingly really great by today's standards. It can do mostly anything smoothly. With the price drops we're seeing now, it is an absolute steal if you want a Pro iPhone for an affordable price. If you're currently using this phone, you have 2 options. 1, just replace the battery and enjoy all-day battery life again. Or 2, if you want to upgrade, I'd say wait for the upcoming iPhone 18 Pro this September. The jump to a 14 or 15 Pro is kind of incremental, but jumping to the 18 Pro will get you massive upgrades. Plus, your 13 Pro still has good resale value because it's guaranteed to get the latest iOS updates for at least 2 more years. Anyway, that's my take. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and let me know in the comments if you're still rocking the 13 Pro or if you're planning to upgrade. Catch you in the next one.